GTM Podcast 38 Blessing of Life. Blessing 3. Expressing respect to those worthy of respect. From the previous episode, we have learned about a personage or person who is worthy of our respect. Today we will continue so by talking about the object that worthy of our respect. There are certain classes of objects identified by the Lord Buddha as worthy of respect, and these are objects associated with people worthy of respect. For example, the Lord Buddha, the monk, the monarchs, parents, teachers, and bosses. There are two categories of subjects, pagodas and teachings. As for the pagodas, there are 4 types of pagoda. The Buddha enumerated 4 types of the pagoda worthy of respect as follows. 1. A relic pagoda. This is a pagoda containing the relics of a Buddha, a silent Buddha, an Arahant. After the cremation of a truly virtuous person, there are pearl-like relics left behind in the ash. In keeping with the teachings of the Buddha, these are collected by the faithful and are paid homage to by Buddhists, not only with candles and incense, but by enshrining them in a small pagodas. 2. Paribhoga Settiya. These include the 4 holy sites connected with the life of the Lord Buddha. In other words, the place where he was born, enlightened, where he gave his first sermon, and where he passed away into nirvana, also known as parinirvana. The Lord Buddha called these 4 places his Paribhoga Settiya, and taught that all Buddhists of following generations should visit these holy sites if they had the chance, because it would awake them to the urgent need to get down to practice. Many people who have been visit the holy sites have discovered that their inspiration to practice has strengthened from feeling and going back to a time when they were in the presence of the Lord Buddha himself. This is the reason why these 4 sites are worthy of worship. 3. Dhamma Settiya. This is the Settiya that contains Dhamma teachings such as books of the Tipitaka or other scriptures. 4. Udesika Settiya. This is a Settiya that contains Buddha image or image of his noble disciple. Objects worthy of respect in this category also include the requisites belonging to monks, whether it be robes or bowl. All of the monks' requisites are worthy of respect. The second type of object worthy of respect is Dhamma teaching. A 5th sort of object worthy of respect are spiritual teachings and their source. These may include the teachings of the Lord Buddha, of members of the monastic community, of kings, of our parents and elders, of our teachers and masters, of our boss, and the teaching of the wise with whom we associate. The teachings of all 6 categories of the wise mentioned above are the manifestation of the virtue of those people and should never be taken in vain. Making a mockery of such teaching will undermine our earnestness in putting those teachings into practice. If we lack earnestness in putting the teaching into practice, we reduce our chance of ever understanding those teachings. In the absence of understanding, there remains only ignorance and false view. Thus, any of the objects mentioned above should not be used for mockery or for fun. To treat these things without reverence rob them of sanctity, and when we come to study them, we will overlook their depth or subtlety. An example of this might be the man who goes to receive 5 precepts from the monk at the temple and keeps the precepts so well for the first few days. Later, he joins in with his friends, make fun of the precept and say, "Oh, the precepts? Aren't they for keeping one for each day, and for the week and weekends off? Even if he still keep his precept, the effect of these words is to gradually undermine the man's inspiration to keep them. The same principle goes for photographs of pictures of the Buddhas, of monks, of the king, of the parents or teacher. Such photographs should not be left lying about or used without reverence. They shouldn't be put down on a dusty surface, or other things should not be placed on top of them. In conclusion, those worthy of respect are the wise who are established in virtue, or those who, by their social standing, are too high up for us to be able to associate with personally or as peers. Apart from these 6 categories of person, objects which should be treated with respect include the requisites they use as a way of recollecting the virtues of that person, even though that person may already have passed away. Treating their belongings with respect will help us to maintain high-mindedness and right view concerning that person. The third kind of object that need to be mentioned worthy of our respect is educational objects. Also, we shouldn't forget that all books which contain Dhamma should be treated with respect. The ancients would be very particular even about the notebooks in which we have taken notes of Dhamma sermons. They forbade us from throwing such notebooks, stepping over them, putting them in low down place, or tearing out pages, because all of these things would constitute disrespect to the teachings themselves. If we were to lack respect toward the Dhamma, then when we came to consider Dhamma teaching for which the meaning is very subtle, we will be unable to fathom the meaning, and our understanding of the Dhamma will be destroyed, and we will be left with nothing more than our own ignorance. What about the objects that is not worthy of respect? Correspondingly, we must carefully not to pay respect to things not worthy of respect. In brief, there are 4 categories of things we should avoid idolizing or paying respect to. 1. People not worthy of respect. This means not idolizing fools and not supporting them or praising them, no matter how high in rank they might be. 2. Object not worthy of respect. This means not idolizing pictures, sculptures, works, possessions or tools of fools. 3. Object which lead to foolishness. This means not idolizing things like pictures of models, singers, or sportsmen who lack virtue, or advertising such as alcohol. We shouldn't use these sort of things to decorate our homes. 4. Objects which lead to gullibility. This means not idolizing things which promote superstitions such as holy trees, holy mountain, spirit house, and etc. Now, from this that we had learned so far, we now know the object that worthy of our respect, even though it is not a person, but it at least lifts up the spirituality and knowledge and wisdom in our mind. In the next episode, we will learn practical way of paying respect. Stay tuned in the next episode. See you again next time.